Good morning. Hi. Okay, we're on lesson 16. It's a letter to a soldier friend of Brother Lawrence, and he writes, "We have a God who's infinitely gracious and knows all our wants. God will answer prayer in his own time and when you least expect it. Hope in God more than ever. Thank him for the favors he does for you, particularly for the fortitude or strength and patience which God gives you when you have trouble. It is proof of the care that he takes of you. Comfort yourself with God and give thanks for all. I admire also the fortitude and bravery of young M. They don't say whose name it is. They just call him M. God has given him a good attitude and a good will, but he still has a little bit of the world in him. I hope the affliction with which God has sent him will prove a wholesome remedy to him, make him enter into himself. It's an accident to engage him to put all his trust in God, who accompanies him everywhere. Let the young man think of God the oftenest he can, especially in the greatest dangers. A little lifting up of the heart suffices, a little remembering of God. One act of inward worship, even if he's on a march, even if he has a sword in hand ready for battle. Short prayers, however short, are very acceptable to God, and instead of lessening a soldier's courage, will actually fortify his courage. Let him think of God the most he can. Let him get used to doing this. Nobody will see it, and nothing is easier than to repeat often in the day little internal adorations to God. Basically, thankfuls, saying, "Thank you, God, for loving me. Thank you that I'm alive right now. I love you, God." Stuff like that. Recommend to the young man that he think of God the most he can in the manner here directed. It's very fit and most necessary for a soldier who's daily exposed to dangers of life. And it's very good for us because I think everyone, especially soldiers, but everyone is exposed to dangers of life. We really don't know what happens in the next second. We could go downstairs and trip and fall, and that's it. So really, there are two things in this letter. First of all, always remember that God is with us. Have that awareness that God is here. God is with us. Keep it in your mind. Think little good things to God. Adorations. God, I love you. Thank you that I'm alive right now. Thank you that I have food. Thank you that I have a shelter over my head. Thank you that I'm happy. Thank you that I hear birds. Thank you for this soldier that he was on a march. Thank you that it's not raining. Little adorations. And also, remember that God always hears our prayer. He says it in the Bible. Often, God heard my prayer. Remember in Psalms, in the New Testament, God hears our prayer. The way he answers, he could answer it, first of all, the way we want. Sometimes we get our prayers answered like that. Other times, we get an answer, but it's not exactly what we wanted, but it's the best for us. And thirdly, it seems like he doesn't hear us or answer our prayer. And yet, we find out later, either days, months, or years later, that God really was answering our prayer during that time. So God always answers prayer. He always knows what we really need. And he loves you, and he loves me. And I wish you all a wonderful day, night, evening, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Bye.